ASISTV.org, SecurityGuardRadio.com. It's a lot of advertising, isn't it? A lot of advertising. We're live here from Chicago, live at this moment, and my next guest is?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Peggy Schaefer.
And what's the name of your organization?
I work for IADLEST, the International Association Directors of Law Enforcement Standards and Training.
Now, that's a gigantic title, but it's a very interesting organization. Tell us what you guys do. I had no idea this kind of thing even existed.
Certainly. Every single state has a post, a police officer standards and training division, and a post director. And we're the association, we're a nonprofit association made up of all of the post directors across the country. And we also have many international partners. And
your job is to standardize the training, certify the training? What specifically?
IADLEST in general offers suggestions to all of our post members on entry-level certification for law enforcement officers, as well as standards for in-service training. My specific responsibility is to manage our national certification program. I'm the program director, and we certify training at the national level. So if an officer takes a course in Illinois, which is where we are today, and wants to get in-service training credit for that, then if the course is nationally certified, he or she can then get training credit for attending the course, which is very important in this day and age with sparse training dollars.
Well, I came from California, and California at the time, probably still, had some of the higher police officer standards for training, certification, all that kind of thing. And I found that if I was applying for a police officer job in another state, and you said California Post, it was like, that's gold. Lateral, take you, it's easy to get in, that kind of thing. Not the other way, though. California didn't always recognize another state's training because of the different standards. So your objective is to make that officer and his bomb awareness training the same across the country. He gets the same level, the same certification, so we have a standard that can be accepted anywhere.
Exactly, but we don't necessarily dictate what the content is. Okay, so what we do is we independently review to ensure that whatever content you have for a training program complies with current best practices.
Oh, good, all right.
Yeah, so there's a lot of flexibility in a lot of training programs across the country. We're just looking behind the scenes to make sure that when the officers pay a lot of money to go to these training programs, that it's a recognized value.
You are the ASIS of law enforcement. Kind of. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic.
Nice.
Now, how long have you guys been around?
IADLEST has been, as an association, a nonprofit, over 20 years. We founded the National Certification Program 4 years ago.
Okay. Are all 50 states participating, all the post offices?
We have 35 states on board right now. That's very seamless. So an officer takes a class in Texas, and he's from Missouri. She can receive in-service training credit. And then the other 15, I work directly with those post directors to ensure that the officers can gain compliance. As you can expect, many states have a lot of administrative bureaucracy. It's very hard for our post directors to try to get through the system, but I work with the post directors to ensure that training is in compliance.
Yes, California. I can say that because I was a post-certified officer.
California has excellent standards, and
I
work with them all the time.
But getting them on the phone's a trick sometimes.
Yes.
Busy place.
Yeah.
All right. What's the organization's goal? How far do you want to take this? You want to say, listen, why don't we standardize law enforcement in Europe? Why don't we standardize it in Africa or something? What do you want to do?
I think providing the standards that others can comply with is the biggest piece of this, because prior to the NCP, anybody could hang the law enforcement trainer hat on and go out there and pretty much do whatever they want to do without any references, without any teaching anything that's currently defensible. And in today's world, we just cannot have that.
So now you're verifying and certifying training, but now I just heard you say you're verifying and certifying the trainer. The guy that's given the training, he gets a certificate too.
Well, we actually, each training provider lets us know who their instructors are.
Right.
We do not do a thorough background investigation on them. We're accepting that the training provider does.
Yeah.
However, you are prompting me to talk about our National Certified Instructor Program, which we also have. So for those listeners, we do have individuals that train beyond the borders of this country that need an instructor credentialing.
Oh, good point.
You might want to come to IADLEST and submit the documentation and go through that procedure, because that may be something that may be valuable to you as you pursue your training interests in the United States as well as beyond.
I'm inspired to go back to the academy at my age. I just did it about 4 years ago, and I I did a little better than some of the 20-year-olds, I have to say.
Yeah.
Just in case you're wondering. But I think it's a good thing to maintain, keep my skills up in it, and this is a great way to start, get some standardized training across the board.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. Let's give us your name and website one more time so people know.
And my name is Peggy Schaefer, and I work at www.iadlest.org.
Fantastic. Miss Peggy, thanks for coming on ASIS TV, asistv.org, securityguydetv.com, here at GSX 2019 in Chicago. Back in a minute.